What is up, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Venus, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Since it's the end of the year, I wanted to do a 2023 recap.
Just for the black people.
So here is a 2023 black recap, so we can just take a look back at where we used to try. If you get that. On January 7th of 2023, Tyre Nichols was pulled over by several black police officers who proceeded to beat him and resulting in him losing his life.
Breaking news, all 5 officers indicted in the death of Tyre Nichols. Black officers beat up a black man over a traffic stop, and they beat him to death.
Does it surprise you that the 5 officers who murdered Tyre Nichols are black? Does this case show that police brutality actually does not have anything to do with race? According to the Memphis police chief, because these officers were black, it takes off the table that issues and problems in law enforcement are about race. But I think that comment is a total miss, and here's why. That analysis shows a very elementary and frankly ahistorical understanding of racism in the US. In every major era of anti-black racism, there have been black perpetrators of direct and in some cases even systemic violence against other black people. For example, we already know that modern day policing has roots in the system of slave patrols. But even during the era of slavery, there were black overseers who were in charge of watching over other enslaved black people and enacting violence at the sign of trouble or disorder. Does that fact mean slavery had nothing to do with race? Obviously not, and if anything it shows another layer of insidious complexity of the system of slavery by showing how white supremacy pitted black people against each other to uphold its existence.
It was a group of young black men, 5-on-1. Looked like gang violence to me. It looked like what young black men do when they're supervised by a single black woman. And that's what they got going on in the Memphis Police Department. They've elected some, or put some black woman in charge of
What are we talking about right now?
And we're getting the same kind of chaos and disunity and violence that we see in a lot of these cities that are run by single mothers.
Oh, this is single mother's fault.
If we want to discuss the breakdown of family that leads to disrespectful.
Tyre was 29 years old at the time. Rest in peace to Tyre Nichols. In music, on January 20th, Ice Spice released Like,
300 and then I perform.
which featured songs like In Her Mood.
She a baddie, she knows she a 10. She a baddie with her baddie friend.
She in her mood. God dang, she in her
Her
mood.
move, like damn, she in her move. Like,
I'm pretty sure Munch, he thought I was feeling you.
you thought I was feeling you? That nigga a munch, nigga.
And all her other ones, you know, you guys know. This year was for Ice Spice and Sexxy Redd. I think both of them dominated this year in terms of female rap. On February 12th, Rihanna graced us with her presence for the Super Bowl, wearing this iconic red outfit.
Come here, rude boy, boy, can you get it up? Come here, rude boy, boy, is you big enough? You might go out there in the light. You know what, that what you deny.
Which she did, actually pregnant, which made it all the better. March and April were pretty quiet months. There was the release of Storm on Amazon Prime, which which was, if you didn't realize, it's supposed to be an I wouldn't say a satire, but an exaggeration on the beehive mentality that Beyonce fans have. And it was supposed to be political commentary on it, I guess, in a way. We'll have to ask Donald Glover for a little bit more insight on. But on March 24th, Ciara released a song called For the Girls.
For the girls get money. This is for the girls who don't need no man.
And people were not happy with that song. There were mixed feelings about it, believing that because Ciara is a married woman and a kept woman who is married to a very successful man, that she should not be promoting independent women.
So that's why I feel like people are mad about Ciara, because it's just like, bitch, You prayed for Russell. Yeah, you had your little single era after Future. Okay, yeah. But while you were single, you were praying for him. You wasn't talking about some single ladies, get your money up, independent. No, you wanted a man, okay? So stop trying to tell me to be single when you got your Russell Wilson. I don't want to hear no single music from Ciara or Beyonce no fucking more, okay? You know what I want to hear from them? I want to hear about how great their marriages are. I want to hear about the vacations they're going on. I want to hear about the life they're creating for themselves. From Ciara, I want to hear about how Russell took her kid under his wing, a kid that wasn't even his, bitch. It's his kid now. That's what I want to hear about from Ciara. I don't want to hear no independent shit from you, bitch. Because when you was single, you wanted a man.
Sometime in the end of May and the early June, poly couple Sean, Olivia, and Shanice broke TikTok for a quick minute.
You were in a relationship with Shanice. She was away. You got lonely. You wanted to be in a relationship with someone young and who don't know no better, not to mess up somebody else's relationship. Olivia, you know what I'm saying? And when Shanice came back home, you weren't ready to let Olivia go, so she agreed to keep Olivia there. That's what it's giving me, because you ain't gonna tell me, Shanice, the way you carry yourself as a young, intelligent woman, and I'm gonna say young, I'm not gonna call you old because you're beautiful, you're not gonna convince me that someone who carries yourself like you was convinced by a man to add another woman who not benefiting you. She not benefiting you at all, baby. If he had brought in a woman that can at least kiss you, you know what I'm saying? You getting something, you getting some play when he not there. But you not. You can't tell me when Sean not in the room, y'all don't look at each other just like, okay, so what are we supposed to do now?
It's a very interesting story. If you have any time, I suggest that you look into it. Also, Tarte Cosmetics got into a little bit of trouble as they were facing allegations of tokenism within their sponsored beauty trips for beauty influencers using their products.
There was recently a Tarte trip, let's talk about it. So many creators were invited to come, like Alex Earl, Shiv, the Mion twins, and more. But creators have claimed that there's some inequality with the rooms and other factors. Why is it that some creators have all these privileges on these trips and others do not? And recently, Bria Jones also talked about this. And Tarte was trying to show inclusivity by inviting more black creators, but they still fell short. All these complaints come against them, and Maureen Kelly has responded.
I see my team working so hard, and I just want to clear the air on a couple things.
Tarte has previously come under fire for related allegations about tokenism and not having proper representation for people of color, especially black women. On June 13th, at a basketball tournament of some sort, Sukihana was assaulted by YK Osiris while everyone watched.
I was crying a little bit, but I understood why I was crying. But it's just because I didn't say that I wanted him to do that, because I felt like I was a little bit embarrassed. But I don't know why. I don't know the feelings that I felt. I just know that I felt uncomfortable.
Oh my!
It was I was in my room with my team, and I was just like, I can't go back out there. The production asked me, was I okay and what they need to do, anything. YK Osiris and his people came to my room. I didn't come out. I didn't want to talk, but he was coming to apologize, you know, and that happened days before it got released. Personally, I wanted to just sweep it under the rug. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't even see the video. So I didn't want to talk about it. I just, you know, things happen. Boo, boo, boo. Somebody recorded it and posted it thinking that it was funny. And when we all seen the video, it was honestly triggering in a way, because it's a lot of people that looked at it. And, you know, I done been through some things where things were a little bit, you know, forceful, but I'm not going to say he was forceful. But, you know, the video is what triggered the internet and a lot of people, and also triggered me in a way. I know that he's not a bad person because I'm a Scorpio, so we're telepathic. So I feel when people are good people. So I just feel like maybe he didn't read the room as good, and it's okay. People make mistakes. It was just like his lips kissed my side of my lips a little bit too much, and I was like, oh. It was the side. It was like, you know, and I was like, oh my gosh.
This sparked another controversy and also began the talks about the hypersexual ratchet culture that we have, and whether it is acceptable and whether it was reason or the reason for Sukihana's attack.
Sukihana is out here sexualizing the hell out of herself. By the way, I love her. I want to interview. I love her. But how come when a guy responds to that energy is sexual assault? He's a predator, get him.
Just like y'all men be running around rapping about money all day. I can't just go in your pocket and take the money from you because you rap about money all the time. No, I know female goes up to a man and just takes their money. You cannot come up to me and just kiss me because I'm talking about something.
Obviously, victim blaming should never be the result of a conversation, but in this conversation, there was a lot of victim blaming, and I don't think a lot of it died, as we can see with the rise of Sexxy Redd. A lot of controversy around ratchet culture and hypersexual culture in the Black community has been spotlighted and demonized to no end.
I would also like to add that the conversation about the protection of Black women has also been paired with this conversation as well, asking the question whether Black women deserve to be protected by men. If we do not portray the qualities Black men deem worth protecting.
On May 8th, Halle Bailey, one of the two Bailey sisters, Halle and Chloe Bailey, Halle Bailey, the younger sister, premiered in the live action film of The Little Mermaid, Black girls, a magical experience, one that I have yet to take part of, but I just might tonight. On June 14th, They Clone Tyrone came out, and during this time, Jamie Foxx had also been hospitalized, and that had happened in about May. And he was released somewhere around the time where They Clone Tyrone came out. And we are happy that Jamie Foxx is okay. Unfortunately, Tina Turner, the singing icon, passed away on May 24th. Tina Turner, known for songs like Rollin', Rollin' on the River, Proud Mary, and other hits like You're Simply the Best. You're simply the best. Turner was a legend and she will be missed. Speaking of legends, on May 10th, the Renaissance Tour began. And the lovely Beyonce graced the stage all the way until October 1st. Not necessarily a legend, but a hot topic, Sexxy Redd released her hit single Skeeyee on June 9th. Skeeyee and Skeeyee went on to make a lot of ruckus in the Black community as questions about Black women's sexuality and the hypersexuality present in Black female rap at the moment is too hypervisual and a bad representation for the Black community.
The truth about Sexxy Redd, she an industry plant, bruh, and there's a lot more artists that are industry plants right along with her, and they just using these people to keep us degenerate. They targeting the youth, and they doing a good job with it. Watch this shit.
I get my students' attention. If you see me, you trying to see what's up?
We are still debating that and whether there is room for all of us to sit, or if only a few select will be allowed to sit at the table of Blackness. Onwards, in the months of July and August, Fresh and Fit and Cynthia G were both demonetized. If you are unaware, these are both Black YouTube platforms. On August 3rd, 6 of Lizzo's dancers filed complaints against Lizzo, alleging fat shaming, body shaming, and sexual misconduct in the workplace.
Was I pressured to touch a nude performer? Yes. Was I brought into a private meeting where I was kind of interrogated about my personal matters and ended up having to share very personal things about myself regarding my weight? Yes. Were we pressured to do an excruciatingly long rehearsal that turned into a re-audition for the job that we already booked? Because apparently we weren't doing good enough. Yes, that is true. Did I, unfortunately, go to the bathroom on myself on stage because I was so terrified? Yes.
You allege that Lizzo intended to hit you at one point after you resigned. Do you really think that she was going to resort or could resort to physical violence?
She actually balled up her fist like this to me. She started cracking her knuckles, and she was like, "You're so effing lucky that basically I'm not gonna hit you." Her best friend, who's also one of the dancers, had to jump out of the couch and physically hold her back from coming and hitting me. So yes, I do believe that if she wasn't held back by that dancer, she would have hit me.
This morning, Lizzo responded to the lawsuit on Instagram, writing, in part, "These sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional. I take my music and my performances seriously because at the end of the day, I only want to put out the best art that represents me and my fans. With passion comes hard work and high standards."
On August 8th, Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years in jail after shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot.
Why did Tory Lanez shoot Megan Thee Stallion? Tory has just been sentenced to 10 years in prison after he was found guilty of the 2020 shooting in December. But why did Tory do it? Okay, background. During the trial, the jury heard that Megan was in Lanez's car with him, his bodyguard, and her friend, and the four of them were arguing. This was after a party at Kylie Jenner's house. Megan then left the car, and she says that's when Lanez shot her through the back window while he shouted, "Dance, dance." Having been hit in the feet, she then fell to the ground and crawled to safety. Megan says that Lanez was drunk and tried to bribe her to keep her mouth shut, but that Lanez did it for no reason. She said that any rumours she had hit Lanez were untrue and that it wasn't related to Lanez's romantic interest in Kylie Jenner. And Megan said that she hasn't had a single day of peace since the incident. When the sentence was read out, Lanez didn't appear to react, but later said, "That night was a night that everyone was drunk. I said some very immature things. If I could turn back the series of events, I would, but I can't." A member of Lanez's legal team said appeals for both the sentence and the conviction apply.
The internet was up in arms about this, even though they say they want to protect Black women when Black women are receiving the justice they deserve. Now it is too much. On August 21st, 2023, Sha'Carri Richardson set the new world record for the women's 100-meter race at the 2023 World in Budapest.
They're away first time. Can Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price deliver? She's got a good start, but watch Sharika Jackson. Oh, on the near side! It's an incredible performance from Sha'Carri Richardson. Her first.
With 10.65 seconds, she became the fastest woman in the world. Shout out to Sha'Carri. Months of September and October, we had the Cheesecake Factory debacle where people debated whether or not Cheesecake Factory was an appropriate place for a date.
Factory, y'all. What's the problem with that? This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Specifically a first date. And are there people that are too good for the Cheesecake Factory? While people went back and forth, I think we all can agree that the Cheesecake Factory is very delicious. And for some people, not a suitable first date. But for many other people, it is a suitable first date. So you decide for yourself, where will you be eating in 2024? September 4th became Brickgate, where a Black woman alleged that she was hit in the face with a brick while a whole bunch of Black men watched. The internet had a storm.
She scammed us. She lied, just like Carly Russell. All you simps and panders is out there going at black men, trying to get us to put ourselves out there for a black woman that we ain't related to or we ain't putting that meat to. Oh, y'all tripping. That's what y'all sound like to me. Research over me search. Let's get into it. There's still people that believe this story. She has multiple videos up of her having a similar allergic reaction. She has multiple GoFundMe with similar incidents. And her friend, they say she a scammer. There's no police report. The owner of the restaurant said that's not on them. There's no blood after the being bricked. Come on, guys. We are CSI social media investigators and we graduated from YouTube University. How y'all gonna tall out us on our investigation? Let's go.
This appears to be a video made by Rose showing you all her after-visit summary, her police report. It's showing that she did have an emergency room visit. On September the 3rd, it was due to a facial injury caused by trauma. You can see the multiple CT scans that she did have. The results show that she has a bone injury. Below her finger shows the possible reasons for the bone injury. This here is her doctor note. So to all of you who are saying that she had saline injections or an allergic reaction, stop the fucking cap.
Oh, y'all believe in anything these days? I gotta stop believing these hoes. Then the amount of times I've been tagged in this video, y'all didn't find it suspicious when this individual inserted themselves? Let's see it.
The fact that nobody is questioning the fact that this woman deleted her TikTok, privatized her Instagram, hasn't posted an update on her face on Instagram, but has garnered almost $50,000 in 6 days, that's a little weird to me. Nobody's questioning her, despite the fact that she did this in 2020, did it a little more subtly in 2022, and now again in 2023, nobody's questioning it.
I would say a blast. The internet went ham on this story. And even though many do not know the results of Brickgate, people were asking questions. Whether or not Black women deserve protection and whether or not Black men are obligated to protect Black women. These are conversations that I guess should be had if they're going to be had, especially in the wake of the responses to Brickgate.
You know what I find absolutely crazy? Women scream at the top of their lungs. Men don't hold themselves accountable. Apologize, say you're sorry. So when the brick lady scammed people out of $40,000.
This is an article that was released on yesterday from ABC News, who sat down and talked with Rose and reviewed Rose's hospital records as well as her police report. And I'm going to get into that. But this article is trending now on Yahoo, on Newsbreak, on damn near every news platform. The back and forth between the accusers, detractors, and supporters represents a long, simmering tensions between Black women and men that now play out on social media. With the lack of clarity on what went down, some women and men alike called Brickgate a hoax, comparing Osmond to Carly Russell. In an exclusive interview for the first time since the attack earlier this month, Osmond told NBC News that she has suffered daily panic attacks and nightmares as a result of the online vitriol. NBC News reviewed a police report filed on September 3rd and hospital records with results from a physical exam. Records indicate her left ear had blood coming out of the canal and the left side of her face was swollen with bruising and tenderness. Osmond said police have identified a suspect for the assault and the investigation is ongoing. This right here is the one. This is the one. People are calling my son's school saying that they're going to come and my son. Somebody sent me soup and was like, choke.
On September 4th of 2023, of course, Chrisean Rock gave birth to Chrisean Jr., a baby that she had with rapper Blueface.
Breath, curl up, hold and push. 2, 3, 4.
Known to be in a lot of turmoil, both before and after the birth of the child. But it was very interesting because Chrisean Rock had this child on Instagram Live. On October 4th, the beloved or hated Jada Pinkett Smith released another tell-all book, which was called I Am the Bad Guy, Volume 17. Just kidding. It was called Worthy, and it was released on October 4th. I would like to say that I believe that we should give Jada Pinkett Smith some grace, because the way that the media likes to annihilate her and paint her as the perpetual bad guy is most likely inaccurate, because we don't know all the sides of the story. Moving onwards, in the months of November and December, which we are now about to go on to the year of 2024, in these months, unfortunately, on November 16th, Cassie filed charges against P. Diddy and his corporations, alleging years of abuse and sexual assaults. On November 9th, Keke Palmer filed restraining orders against her baby daddy, Darius Unknown. Next, on December 4th, Jonathan Majors' trial begins. Remember, Jonathan Majors is being charged with assault of his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend.
It took the jury roughly 6 hours to find actor Jonathan Majors guilty of assaulting and harassing his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari. But Majors was found not guilty on the most severe charge, third-degree assault with intent to injure, and acquitted on count 3. Aggravated harassment. Prosecutors argue Majors had been psychologically and emotionally abusive to Jabari during the couple's relationship. However, the defense said it was Jabari who attacked Majors back in March. The jury was shown pictures of Jabari's hand and head injuries, along with surveillance video from last March in New York City. Majors and Jabari got into a fight in a chauffeured SUV when Jabari grabbed Majors' cell phone because she saw a text message from another woman. The incident spilled out onto the street, where you can see Majors trying to push Jabari back into the vehicle before he takes off running.
Okay, I'm a little confused. Because I'm starting to see that a lot of you, specifically social media influencers, can't fucking read. We know Jonathan Majors went to court and he was tried for 4 things. Now, we know 2 of those counts were dropped. Harassment and aggravated assault. I'm going to say it again. Harassment and aggravated assault was dropped. What Jonathan Majors was found guilty of was recklessly assaulting his girlfriend unintentionally. Like, y'all can read that, right? Like, it says that the jury didn't believe that he intended on doing that it was an accident, because what he got tried for was trying to get her back in the fucking car. So I'm really confused why some of y'all are saying that he beat that girl, when again, that is what was dropped. Again, I'm not calling y'all stupid, but
that man was running for his life. He was just running from that white woman. That's why you can't get with white women. What about the messages of him threatening to delete himself off this earth and feeling guilty for being a monster, calling himself a monster, talking about the acts that he's done, not her wanting to go to the hospital because it will make him look bad. I don't know if y'all feel the same way about this or peeping it, but it seems to me like a lot of men will do everything except for hold each other accountable for misconduct. They'll defend each other, blame victims, blame the system, blame society, do everything except hold each other accountable. Even when a black woman is not involved in these situations, somehow black women get drawn into the situation and then somehow are indirectly abused. What I mean by that is, to me, it seems like the people who are supporting Jonathan Majors, the men who are outraged about this situation and this verdict, are the same ones who are outraged and still in support of Tory Lanez.
And that is the headlines of 2023. Please let me know if I missed any. I feel like there was plenty of things that happened this year that we could talk about. There are plenty of things that I also thought happened this year, but actually it happened last year. Time is really just flying by. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Again, Like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next. If I missed anything, please let me know, and maybe I'll make a part 2 with all the things that I missed. Until then, ciao.